Welcome to part 2 of the Japan series. After our 9 a.m. breakfast ramen, we headed off to our next adventure. On the way there, we passed this amazing costume shop. I wish I would have went in, but I'm definitely saving that for next time. Our first stop was the Shiba Inu Cafe. Priscilla has 2 Shibas, Scout and Sushi, so this was a must visit for her. I'm a corgi girl myself, but these are close enough. As soon as you get in, they give you rules and then you pick your beverage. It's just a little vending machine where you get a drink out of. We both got the milk tea. And then you hang out in the cafe for about 30 minutes where you get to interact with the dogs. You can't hold them, but you can play with them, pet them, take pictures, videos.
He's like, I'm just gonna hide under here.
Next, it was time for a snack, of course, and this viral sensation was only a little ways away from the cafe. This is the creme brulee sweet potato, and I saw it all over Instagram before we went, and I knew I had to try it. Not only is it aesthetically pleasing, it is also delicious. I absolutely loved it. You had the typical creme brulee crunch and sweetness on top, but also this creamy, melt in your mouth sweet potato underneath that. After that, we made our way to Shibuya Crossing, which is the famous, insane, multi-directional crosswalk. This was actually a very slow period. This was not a peak hour. I really wish we went when it was super busy so we could have really seen it in action. I found out about the Shibuya Crossing view from Instagram, and I'm so glad I found it. It was only 1,500 yen, plus you got a drink. It wasn't super crowded at the time we went, so we had the deck almost to ourselves. We got our drinks and headed up to see the crosswalk. Like I said, it wasn't super busy at this time, but it was still cool to see from the top. They also had this little room off to the side where you could doodle on the walls. I'm not really sure what this was all about and how it fit into it, but it was cool anyways. Next, we visited one of the many arcades around Tokyo. This one had quite a few levels. It was massive. There were claw games, photo booths, pretty much anything you could want. It's cute. I made a few attempts to get a Pokemon plushie keychain and failed miserably every time, so I gave up on it.
That was so bad.
Instead, we decided to stick to something that we could not lose at, which were the coin machines. I could mess around with these all day. I was just in love with all the miniature foods on keychains. Hey, mine didn't come out either. Well, we thought we couldn't lose anyways. Oh wait, I turned it backwards and then went forward and it came out. It's a little ramen.
That's cute.
And no trip is complete without some Mario Kart, so we played a round of that before heading off to some conveyor belt sushi.
Real Japanese. Conveyor Sushi. This is scallops with garlic butter or butter. That's so good. Okay, let me try this one. This salmon with some kind of mayo. That's good.
What's the other one?
Salmon with miso. These are big pieces of salmon. I'm already in love. Is it scallop?
Conveyor belt sushi is one of my favorite things ever. Kura USA is actually my number one, but the quality of this was actually better. And this smoked duck, oh my goodness, so good. These little fried soft-shell crabs weren't exactly what I thought I was getting, but anyways, they were okay. A little more salmon, some tuna, scallops. I tried everything. It's safe to say we were stuffed after this. We put down some food. Next, we headed to our reservation at TeamLab Planet. It is an interactive art installation, and these are some of my favorite things ever. You actually have to go through the entire thing barefoot because there are several places where you walk through water. And it wouldn't be a trip if Priscilla didn't trip. I've actually been to several other art installations that were similar to this. I went to one at the Museum of Fine Arts in Houston and the Art Science Museum in Singapore, and they never stop stunning me. They are always so fun to go to, and I could just stare at this all day. They are so satisfying. It's truly a magical experience, and if you ever find one similar in your city, you have to go. I really can't pick a favorite part because they were all equally amazing, but this art installation full of real orchids was something special. On the way back to the Airbnb, we stopped by 7-Eleven. Anyone who knows me well knows I am a 7-Eleven girl. I could go to 7-Eleven and eat there all day, any day, especially in Asia. Thailand was my number one 7-Eleven, but Japan took it over. This was kind of late night, so they didn't have a lot of options, but just wait for the next video. It gets way better. And come back next time to see what we got into on day 2 in Japan.